Okay, and now we're going to insert the skin of the engine section, the engine wall. This goes inside of this cylinder. You have to orient the model. All this detailing is about the engine section as compared to the top that it's there's a only the former. So this opening, white opening, is the engine section. All right, now you have to match these white areas. There are 6 of those. You can see 6 rectangulars at the edge. Those are the markings where the legs will go, and those 6 rectangles have to match with the 6 beige colored vertical areas here. All right, that's how you have to take a note of it when inserting this piece inside the cylinder. These what to match. Second, you have to align first the umbilical area by matching these 2 long gray strips to the vertical area. In this case, look for wires. Look for the wires. That's the those are the umbilicals. When you see in the back, this would be the umbilical side, and we're going to insert this by matching these 2 vertical strips in between the 2 white markings of the umbilical area. Right, that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to apply glue on all this section, and at the bottom here, that of the former. All right, first we're going to apply glue at the end. Let me just pause it so I can. All right, I have applied glue on the inside, and I'm going to prepare this piece. So orienting first the part, these white the beige colored strips have to be facing out before you insert this piece inside. And let's align. We're going to curve this like this, and we're going to align these 2 gray strips with the vertical with the umbilical section that it's there. At the same time, aligning what I mentioned, the pillars for the legs. So we insert. Look how the way I'm inserting, I close this cylinder, I put it all the way in. It has to be flushed, and I'm going to turn it because, okay, now I'm going to align let me see if I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm aligning these beige color pillars with the legs, the leg markings. At the same time, I have to be sure the skin is fully glued. So it's difficult when, okay, there it is. There you go. So if you can see, the camera does show the okay, let me orient this. Yeah, there it is. So all this area is the umbilical area, and the skin now it's left to be dried. We're going to leave it there. Perfect. So we're going to leave that and ready to install the other parts. Okay, we're back. Now we have the two parts that will make the entire body of the vehicle. Now we're going to join them. But this is where you can make a decision whether you want to add the upper dome. So your model will be presented in a way that it could separate, and you can show the inside of the vehicle. It's like a show and tell model. Let me explain and make it clear. So the top portion, it could be identified with these triangles that are on the edge. This is the top portion of the tank section. Houses the upper, houses a former where not only keeps the shape, but this is where you would need to place the upper dome. In this video, I haven't shown you how to build this, but it's pretty straightforward. It's a base of rings, the same way I built the cone for the lower dome for the MK1, and also there's a video for the same bulkhead assembly for the SN8 as well. You can check those videos. So you decide if you want to include this here. You will just need to glue it there, and then your model will be in that configuration that you can separate the nose cone with this area and show the inside. Okay, but so in this case I will not do that. I'm just going to, I want to make this a full vehicle all glued, so I will not include this step. But remember, this is where you will need to decide. You put this here, and then you will need to add the connector. Glue this on the side here, both, so this will allow to connect to the 5-ring segment that will go here on top. All right, so we're going to remove this, and we're going to apply glue on this section, because we will add these two parts. We're going to apply, I already applied glue here. Now we're going to curve these two pieces. At the same time, I'm going to glue these together. So this is glued here. We are gluing the connector that will allow to glue nose cone and 5-segment ring with the body. I'm holding the upper portion of the body of the SN8. Let that piece glue, and we're going to now glue the 5-ring segment with a nose cone. Now here's another decision to make. On the PDF, there are parts that include the header tank and some inner parts that are glued inside the nose cone. And I'm going to show you those parts on this prototype that I have kept here. You can show the inside. It's fully detailed with the interior skin of the 5-ring segment, which is this piece. And let me see if the camera can show there. Let me see. The header tank is at the end. There it is. It's glued at the end with that a tube that extends all the way to the edge here. So you can do that. That means that this segment should not be glued to this portion, and that is if you decide to put the upper dome inside as well. So it's a model that both parts can be separated, and you can show the upper tank and the inside of the nose cone. That's pretty neat. That's an option to have, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep it as a full vehicle, and I'm going to glue the nose cone with the 5-ring segment. A few things to consider before gluing. There's some detailing to match. You look at the part of the nose cone that has these ovals that are the thrusters. This is the side that will go towards the back. On the 5-ring segment, there's also a little detail that can tell you what part is the back or the belly. So these little 2 circles will need to be facing towards the umbilical side of the vehicle. All right. So, and just go with one seam line, match these 2 segments with the proper orientation. So we will add glue on these two pieces, and then we'll let it dry. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, I have applied glue along the bottom of the nose cone. I'm going to orient the 2 pieces again. These 2 circles and the seam line that is next to it, this area is the back, the umbilical area. So I'm going to match with the RC thrusters that it's here, and this is the opposite seam line. So okay, there. Pretty tricky getting all the teeth, connector teeth inside. Okay, let's see if we have covered all. Yeah, all the teeth are inside. Now it's just a matter of pressing. Try not to force the two pieces, otherwise you will collapse the walls and it will be a failure. You will have lost all your time. So keep pressing the two pieces together, showing no gaps. Do your best, but be very careful in doing so. You don't want to crush the two parts. Eventually it will dry. Look how I'm turning it and smoothing the seam lines of the two areas, cleaning. I think that's it. We're gonna let it dry, but now we have glued the 5-ring segment with a nose cone. All right, we're gonna let it dry, and then after this we will continue gluing the two halves. It's time to glue the two halves. We're gonna put a connector here in between, so these two halves will connect. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to apply glue on this area. All right, the same way with what we did with the nose cone section. But no, not with the nose cone section, with this part. I'm going to glue this piece here. That will allow me to connect the two halves of the body of the model. Okay, sorry for that. Now we can connect these two segments. All right, we're going to apply glue here. We have to orient the two halves. What is the front and the back before you glue. So look at the diagram, the reference page, look for the details and try matching them. What is front and back? In this case, I know which sides I'm gluing. Okay, there it is. Perfect. The two segments have been glued. And now it's just a matter of time to allow these two pieces to dry. And that's it. We have completed the body. We'll let it dry and then we'll concentrate on the wing supports and engine section, and at the end we'll apply the canards, and we will be completing little by little the whole vehicle. Okay. All right, let's take a break and I will continue with our next assembly steps in another video.